What's up guys, my name is Dante and thank you very much for watching this video. Today I want to start off by discussing a little bit about my past and a little bit of my motivation for this channel. You see, a few years back, and I allude to this point in my life often because that's when things really changed for me, because I was at a point in my life where the suffering was so real for me and so constant for me that I didn't know if there was going to be a way out. I desperately needed an answer to some of the questions in my life and I couldn't find them anywhere. And once in a while I would meet someone who explained to me that their life was so great, that they experienced so much happiness, that their relationships were strong and real, and that they felt little to no worries in their life. And I have to admit, at that point in time for me, when I heard other people experience life that way, I was a bit skeptical. I didn't think it was possible. And so one of my fears, and I hesitate to admit this to you guys because I explain fears as being something that hold us back, but I feel like I can move past them when I speak about them. And so one of my fears is that when I explain this to people, to you guys, it seems like I'm over-exaggerating the experience I'm having in life. And I want to assure you that that's not what's happening. I want to be as transparent and as real with my viewers as I possibly can, because this subject and this topic for me has changed my life so dramatically, and I want other people to feel the same way. So let me go back. I would meet these people once in a while and they would tell me how their life had changed. And as I said, I was a bit skeptical, but I came in contact with them more and more often. And I decided finally that I wanted to experience life the same way that they did, because I started to believe them. After spending so much time listening to what they had to say, their experience, I realized that we weren't so different. Even though their struggles in life were different, the way they felt about them were the same. So like I said, I spent more time with these people. I really opened my mind and tried to listen, and I made it a goal for myself to be able to view life the same way they did. To be able to recognize the fears, to be able to recognize my worries as being useless. And to try to live a life in a way where I could think about the future and not feel anxious. Where I could live today and not feel depressed. And some time went on, and I consciously made the decision to spend more time to listen to them and to try to apply the things that they were telling me. And time went on and I didn't really notice it, but my life started to get better. Until one day, and it was absolutely like this, one day I realized I'd accomplished my goal. That I hadn't felt worry in a long time. And that although I felt fearful sometimes, I was able to recognize that fear as being something that I desired in my life as a sign towards growth. And then as time went on and I started to expand my mind and to learn more from others, I realized that I'd been given a gift. A gift that is invaluable, especially today, especially in the time we live in now. I see the people around me, the people in my generation, and I see them suffer the same way that I suffered. I see society try to fix this suffering in ways that, well, let me explain it this way. There's types of suffering, for example, physical suffering, that's really noticeable. It's easily seen through our senses. We can look at it and say that that's physical suffering. Examples, starvation, dehydration, things like this, physical suffering. But what I felt was much different than that. What I see my fellows deal with is much different than that. The women and men around me, they're struggling, they're suffering. It's a sort of spiritual suffering that can go so unseen that it festers and it grows and it becomes something that's uncontrollable. We start to throw things at this suffering, or at least I did. I started to try to fix this problem I had with things that would not affect my type of suffering. I realized I was dealing with something that is not physical. It's to the deepest part of me, spiritual. When it was revealed to me that my problem was a spiritual problem, I rejected it. Because for my whole life, I had never opened my mind up to being anything other than physical. I realized we had mental health. I realized we had physical health. I did not realize that spiritual health was essential to a human. And so I neglected it. And as a result, I began to suffer in a way that no medicine could fix. And that's the common fix for our problems today, is medicine. I would go, my parents took me to doctors and physicians when I was younger. They tried to give me medicine. Medication does not work for this problem. And so when I was given the answer, when I was given the special type of medication, not the type of medication that was prescribed by doctors, but the type of medication that was given to me by people who wanted to help. Information, a different way to live life. Things started to change. Talked in one of my other videos about mind, body, and spirit. And mind and body are extremely important, but if we neglect spirit, our growth is limited. Our truth, the potential for the life that we can live is limited. My goal is to give people an answer to that spiritual problem. Now remember, I said that my mind was closed when I first was introduced to this topic, but I wanted so badly to live like these people lived. I wanted so badly to feel free. So I continued to listen to these people, and I got results. Results that made me double my efforts, and in turn gave me more results. And to the point where I can honestly tell people that I understand I never have to be upset if I don't want to be. That I can grasp anything life has to offer. I don't feel useless anymore. And I want so badly for other people to experience the same quality of life. And I know it can't happen unless we address the spiritual problem. Life for me has been a series of events that made me feel worse and worse, made things pile up on me to where I felt like I couldn't do anything, that I was trapped. Daily, I talk with people who experience life the same way, and I need to do what I can to change that. If I went my whole life without sharing these tools with other people, it would have been a waste. So I make these videos in order for someone to be able to experience life the same way I do. I constantly have people come up to me and talk to me and ask me, how do you live life that way? How do you seem so fearless? And the truth is, I experience fear, and as I said before, these are all just tools for the greater goal of being able to treat our spiritual problem with spiritual solutions. It's powerful. It truly is. But I can never explain it fully without the individual being able to experience it. So that's what I'm doing here. I want to thank you guys for watching this video, and I want you to know that every week I will be posting another video so that I can share this message with you, this message that's so important to me and has changed my life completely. I promise if you continue to watch these videos, you will feel more happiness, but eventually you will feel freedom to live life to your fullest potential. And let me tell you, that is the best type of freedom I have ever experienced. Thank you very much for watching this video, and we'll see you next time.